A little tip. Well, I think firstly, yeah, the base of the pyramid for me is the mind and the body and the wellness and that school fit. And so I think absolutely that these my peers here, Kim and Dr. Louise, are just creating some amazing support there for schools and for young people. So my first tip is to have a look at what they're doing, and secondly, then secondly, in terms of from young change agents, it's about, well, if your students do have those things, I guess, under control, because that is really important, then it's also about then helping them look at problems that they see in their world and help them create opportunities through them. And there's lots of opportunities to get involved in that, whether that's through young change agents or something else. But we regularly run design challenges and in-school programs that you can go to our website and get involved in. We've just wrapped up the round 2 of our coronavirus design challenge, which has got young people involved. And that's run, we provide resources to schools and to teachers, but also, parents and students can do those independently. So it's very flexible. And yeah, if you're an educator, it's also about, we can provide some capacity building for you so that we can pass on all that work that we've been doing over the last few years so that you can run that in your school. So it's not about us sending out facilitators all the time around the country, but how do we build up the skills of educators to teach social entrepreneurship and growth mindset in schools.
My tip, of course, is going to be about physical activity. So I would say my tip is find ways to help kids be more physically active, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be super, super simple. So I think that would be my main tip. And then my call to action would be is when you've done that and the kids are active, ask them how they feel afterwards. And usually they feel better. And so, that's my whole thing. It's a superpower. If you can get kids to understand from when they're young that they feel better, then you can take that throughout life to help you when it gets hard. And I can see it. My poor 18-year-old son broke up with his girlfriend, and he's heartbroken. I shouldn't be saying this on a webinar, but he's heartbroken, and he's going out but he's working out what to do. So all of a sudden he's starting himself a fitness challenge, and he started doing things like that. And he gets it because he needs that. And he's got that ability to help himself get through this, really, really difficult time. So, find some ways to help kids get active, then ask them and remind them that they feel better, and model that as well. It's not always fun being active, but sometimes it's okay. And if you say, I feel better when I do that, sometimes your kids realise it as well. So, yeah.
So connection to nature, very powerful thing, and very useful. Also some very interesting impacts on the brain, and there's been some great studies in relation to kids with diagnosed autism, which are quite fascinating. There's a whole bunch of this stuff which is fascinating. There's also envirophobia though, so you've got to be a little bit cautious about eco-psychology, but I'm a huge fan. Okay, so my tip is very similar to my colleagues here, is talk about it. Yeah, talk about the worries that kids have. Yeah, that's been mentioned before. It's so powerful. It's very important for adults to kind of add their worries into that, to normalize it, and also show that you can get through this stuff. It's not so drastic that you can't get through it. So talking about it is my big, big tip. And in the classroom as well. So not just at home, the home is really good, but also in the classroom. So that's the biggie. There's no point in sheltering kids from what's going on. Obviously, you've got to apply a little bit of common sense to what you do, what you do transfer in terms of knowledge from, say, the news. But they already know that this stuff is going on. So there's no point in kind of just avoiding it. That kind of makes things worse. So yeah, just talk about it, be open about it. And it's already been stated, to give them tangible things to do is such a powerful thing. Even just saying to kids, when you wash your hands, kills the coronavirus, is a very powerful thing, a very empowering thing. And my thing that I want to sort of note as well is that we are co-creating with schools, and we're still looking for schools to help us out with this, George and the Hope Ninja program. So super cute. So if you feel like that's your school, you'd like to be involved in our Hope Ninja program, get in touch. We've got a few schools on board. It's been really fun. There's been some great ideas. And it is very cute and kind of simple, but kids are loving it. So we'd love to talk to you.
Louise, is it primary and secondary, or?
No, just primary. So if you know a kid with anxiety, if you know a parent that would love to know about Gheorg, then let us know. Just go to the website. I think that's in your list of resources too.